Indonesia, a nation of breathtaking diversity, stretching across the equator like a string of emerald jewels scattered across the sea. With over 17,000 islands, it is the world's largest archipelago, home to more than 270 million people and hundreds of distinct cultures and languages. The name conjures images of paradise. Thousands of volcanic islands rising dramatically from turquoise waters, emerald rainforests teeming with life, ancient temples like Borobudur glowing at sunrise, and vibrant coral reefs pulsing with color beneath the waves. It's a place where nature and spirituality have long been intertwined, where tradition and beauty seem to flourish side by side. But beneath this surface beauty, a crisis is quietly, yet relentlessly, unfolding. The very landscapes that inspire awe are under threat, and the balance that has sustained life here for centuries is being pushed to its limits. The modern world has arrived with a force that threatens to overwhelm this fragile ecosystem. Rapid urbanization, industrial growth, and a booming population are transforming the face of Indonesia at a dizzying pace. Waters that once sustained life now choke on waste. Rivers are clogged with plastic, and city air is thick with haze, making it difficult to breathe. The consequences of unchecked development are visible everywhere. The contrast is stark. Pristine beaches lie just steps away from rivers buried in plastic, and spiritual communities are forced to adapt as their environment turns increasingly hostile. The old ways of living in harmony with nature are being tested as never before. This isn't just an environmental issue, it's a deeply human story of immense urgency. Families wear masks to shield themselves from smog, and fishermen spend hours untangling plastic from their nets, struggling to maintain their livelihoods. Indonesia's challenges are a concentrated version of those facing our entire planet. Deforestation, pollution, and urban sprawl are not just local problems. They are global warnings, echoing the environmental crises unfolding worldwide. The fate of these islands and their people is tied to our own. As sea levels rise and storms grow stronger, entire communities are forced to confront the reality of a changing climate. Understanding their struggle is to understand the precipice on which we all stand. The anxiety and determination in the faces of Indonesia's youth reflect a generation fighting for their future, and ours. This is a journey into crisis, and a search for hope in a place that refuses to give up. Amidst adversity, communities unite to clean rivers, plant mangroves, and restore what has been lost. Their resilience is a beacon, reminding us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, hope can take root. Let's begin. Plastic is everywhere in Indonesia, so much that it's become part of the landscape. Rivers flow with plastic bags and bottles. Beaches are carpets of multicolored fragments. Single-use sachets, convenient but non-recyclable, create mountains of waste that end up in the sea. Indonesia is the world's second-largest contributor to ocean plastic pollution. Fishermen now catch more plastic than fish. Sea turtles and coral reefs suffer. The problem stems from rapid development and a lack of waste management. Old habits, throwing organic waste in rivers, now mean plastic lingers for centuries. Microplastics enter the food chain, threatening health and livelihoods. The plastic tide is not just an eyesore, it's a direct threat to millions. The crisis is both global and deeply personal here. In Jakarta and other megacities, pollution takes a different form: the air itself. Smog from vehicles, coal plants, and industry shrouds the sky, turning blue to brown. Air quality often reaches hazardous levels, especially during the dry season when forest fires add to the haze. For millions, breathing is a daily health risk. Respiratory illnesses are rising, especially among children. Rapid urbanization has outpaced infrastructure. Public transport lags behind private vehicles. Coal remains cheap but costly to health and environment. The invisible enemy of air pollution is a stark reminder of the compromises of development. People here live with the consequences every day. The struggle for clean air is urgent and ongoing. The choices made now will shape the city's future. Jakarta is the fastest sinking megacity on Earth. In some areas, the land drops nearly 10 inches a year, visible in cracked buildings and warped roads. The main culprit, over-extraction of groundwater, as millions rely on wells due to limited piped water. As aquifers empty, the ground compacts and sinks. Flooding is now routine, rivers can't drain, and the sea creeps inland. Climate change amplifies the disaster. rising seas threaten to swallow entire neighborhoods. Seawalls are a temporary fix, but the threat grows. Jakarta is racing against time, fighting both sinking land and rising water. The city's fate is a warning for coastal cities worldwide. The crisis is urgent, visible, and deeply human. The question, can Jakarta survive? The answer is still unfolding. To truly grasp the human cost of climate change, we must meet those living on the front lines, ordinary people whose lives are being transformed by forces beyond their control. These are the faces of climate impact in Indonesia, where rising seas and shifting weather patterns are not distant threats, but daily realities. In Demak, Java, Suratmi stands at the water's edge and points to the sea. She remembers where her home once stood, where her children played, and where generations of her family were laid to rest. Now, all of it, her house, her village, even the cemetery, has vanished beneath the rising tide. The shoreline erodes a little more each year, swallowing memories and history. Suratmi and her neighbors have become climate refugees in their own homeland. Forced to move inland, they watch as saltwater creeps into rice fields, turning fertile land barren, and destroys fish ponds that once provided food and income. Their way of life, passed down through generations, is slipping away with the tide. In Jakarta Bay, fisherman Budi faces a different struggle. Each morning, he hauls in his nets, hoping for a good catch. But more often than not, his nets are heavy with plastic waste instead of fish. The sea that once sustained his family is now choked with pollution. Budi worries constantly about how he will feed his family. The fish are fewer, the water is dirty, and yet he has no other way to provide. He is trapped by circumstances he did not create, forced to choose between survival and safety. For these communities, these are not abstract problems or distant warnings. They are daily struggles: flooded homes, lost livelihoods, and uncertain futures. Every day brings new challenges, and every solution feels just out of reach. The cruelest irony is that those suffering the most have contributed the least to this crisis. Their carbon footprint is minimal, yet they bear the brunt of climate injustice, paying the price for decisions made far from their shores. Farmers and fishermen, who once lived in harmony with the land and sea, now find themselves battling forces beyond their control. Their traditions, their knowledge, and their resilience are being tested as never before, all because of global consumption and environmental neglect. Yet, in the face of disaster, their spirit endures. Their stories are both a plea for help and a testament to human resilience. They share their pain, but also their hope, refusing to give up on their future. The injustice is clear, and the need for action is urgent. The contrast between devastation and survival is stark, reminding us that time is running out for these communities. Their voices must be heard, loud and clear, by the world. They have stories to tell, lessons to teach, and a right to demand change. Their survival is not just their responsibility, but ours as well. We all share this planet, and their struggle is a call for global solidarity and urgent action. In North Jakarta's Muara Angke, life is a daily battle against water. Here, the struggle is relentless, and the threat of flooding is never far away. Every day, residents wake up to the uncertainty of what the tides might bring, knowing that their homes and streets could be submerged at any moment. The sea wall, built as a last line of defense, barely holds back the relentless ocean. Even when the wall stands firm, water finds its way up from below, seeping through the ground and flooding homes from within. For many, the ocean feels like an uninvited guest, always threatening to return. To cope, families raise their floors and build makeshift platforms, hoping to stay dry. Children adapt by playing on wooden planks above stagnant water, turning necessity into play. Elevated walkways crisscross the neighborhood, a testament to the community's resilience and ingenuity in the face of constant flooding. But the water brings more than inconvenience. Skin diseases and waterborne illnesses are common, especially among children. Healthcare workers do their best, but the risk of infection is ever present, and medical resources are often stretched thin. Despite these hardships, the community remains strong and united. Neighbors come together to repair damaged homes, clear blocked drains, and reinforce walls. Their spirit of cooperation is a lifeline, helping everyone endure the challenges of living in a sinking city. Yet, beneath the resilience, many families feel trapped. For generations, this has been their only home, and leaving is not an option for most. The uncertainty weighs heavily, especially on the elderly and the young. Critical infrastructure, roads, power lines, and water pipes are constantly at risk of damage or collapse. Each new flood brings the threat of blackouts, contaminated water, and isolation from the rest of the city. Even the city's port, vital to Indonesia's economy, faces the threat of rising water. Flooded docks and submerged shipping containers disrupt trade and put livelihoods at risk, affecting not just Jakarta, but the entire nation. In response, the government has proposed a drastic solution, moving the capital to Borneo. This bold plan aims to protect the nation's future, but it leaves many questions unanswered for those who remain in Jakarta. For the millions left behind, the future is filled with uncertainty. Families worry about their safety, their homes, and what tomorrow might bring. Many have nowhere else to go, and the fear of the next flood is always present. The crisis is real, and the stakes are incredibly high. Emergency teams work tirelessly, but the scale of the problem is overwhelming. Each flood is a stark reminder of how vulnerable the city has become. Adaptation is not just a choice, it's a necessity. Every day, residents find new ways to live, work, and care for their families in waterlogged conditions. In Jakarta's sinking neighborhoods, survival depends on resilience, creativity, and hope for a safer future. Jakarta's sinking is a local drama with global roots. Over-extraction of groundwater is worsened by climate change, driven by emissions from around the world. Rising seas threaten Indonesia's 17,000 islands. Some may vanish within decades. Saltwater poisons farmland, displaces communities, and destroys ecosystems. The world's waste also washes up here, much of it exported from wealthier nations. The global waste trade shifts the burden to those least able to bear it. The crisis can feel overwhelming, but recognizing its global nature is the first step to solutions. This is not just Indonesia's problem, it's ours. The health of the oceans and the climate connects us all. Jakarta's fate is a warning for every coastal city. Amidst the challenges, hope persists. Across Indonesia, people are fighting back. Young activists organize cleanups, innovators create waste banks, and scientists develop seaweed-based plastics. The government pledges to cut ocean plastic and invests in waste management and seawalls. Efforts to replenish aquifers and regulate groundwater extraction are underway. Moving the capital is a bold step, but recovery for Jakarta is still uncertain. International partners support projects in waste, reforestation, and climate adaptation. Global campaigns pressure corporations to reduce plastic, especially single-use sachets. Grassroots activism, innovation, and international support offer a fragile path forward. The fight for Indonesia's future is real, and it's being waged with passion. The world is watching and joining this struggle. Indonesia's story is a microcosm of our global crisis: pollution, climate change, and resilience. The fate of this archipelago matters to us all. Our choices ripple across oceans. The people here, fishermen, families, activists, are heroes on the front lines. Their struggle is a wake-up call. We cannot turn away. Their future is linked to ours. We can support organizations on the ground, demand accountability, and reduce our own plastic use. Amplifying frontline voices and supporting a just transition is essential. The challenge is immense, but inaction is not an option. In the resilience of Indonesia's people, there is hope. They fight for their home, and for all of us. It's a fight we must join.